Alright, so now we're gonna do an exercise that uses the AND operator. And so remember with AND, we have two expressions on either side. Both expressions need to evaluate to true in order for the whole entire statement to evaluate to true. So it's the opposite of the OR. Alright, so let's go ahead and get right into the exercise. So it says we provided you with starting code that prompts the user to enter their age and stores it in a variable. Add an if statement with the Boolean expression that uses an AND operator to express if the age is between 13 and 19, write you're a teenager, else write you're not a teenager. So again, we have a empty if statement here that we have to add with an AND operator. So if age, it's always a good idea to have your pseudocode handy. Remember, that's just code that you write in plain English that kind of maps out what you want your program to do. So if age is between, so we can say greater than or equal to 13, and remember, you repeat the variable name, age is less than or equal to 19, then write you're a teenager. Else you're going to write you're not a teenager. So remember, this has to be true and this has to be true in order for the whole entire expression to be true. So if this is false and this is true, the computer will say, okay, well, the whole thing is false, so I'm going to ignore this if statement, I'm going to go do the else. But if the computer says, okay, this is true and this is true, then this whole thing is true, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to ignore the else. So that's kind of what happens in the background. So let's go ahead and run it. Now I'm going to put that I am 31, so it's to tell me I'm not a teenager, and it does. Now I'm going to put that I am 16, and it should tell me I am a teenager, and it does. I should put that I am, let's say, I am 2 years old, and I am not a teenager. So it looks like it's working. Notice I tested multiple different scenarios, and the code appears to be working. And that's another thing to think about. You will never be able to test every possible value all the time. So that is why sometimes when you buy software, there are some bugs, because every possible scenario cannot always be tested, especially if you're going and you're making really, really large complex programs. So we test as many as we can, and then we just kind of hope and wait and see that every other scenario works out.